Hello my dear friends, you're on the Military Summary channel, and in this short video we're going to discuss events that took place during the previous 10 hours. A lot of Russian sources during the previous hours were saying that the entire Bakhmut has been collapsed and that entire Bakhmut has fallen. But that was some kind of speculation because there are still a lot of places and there are still a lot of forces in the western part of Bakhmut. The Russians managed to establish control over the southern part and to cut the main supply route of this town, but anyway the Ukrainians are still there and they're still fighting, and maybe they think that sooner or later the Ukrainian commanders would give an order to start a blocking operation, but it's highly unlikely they're going to do this. Furthermore, don't forget that there are still around 15,000 soldiers inside the town, and I can't imagine the surrendering of such a big army. There are still heavy clashes, but without even an idea to start surrendering this town from the Ukrainian side. A lot of interesting updates are coming from Avdiivka frontline. During the previous hours, we got another piece of information that the Russians were trying to make offensive operation to establish control over the trenches that located on the north of Vodyane, between Severna and Vodyane, Severna and Oputne, in this triangle. So that's why they were trying to shorten the gray zone between their bridgehead and the block number 9 in Avdiivka. I believe that the Russians are preparing themselves to start storming Avdiivka in the central part of this area. Some Russian sources are saying that there is some kind of activization in the vicinity of Ugledar from the Russian side. The Russians managed during the previous months, 2 months, managed to bring more manpower, armored vehicles, tanks, and I believe that new commander of this army is going to test Ugledar from his side. I believe that he has some plan, and maybe within the next few weeks we're going to see some kind of real activization and another storm attempt in this area from the Russian side. Also, I would like to discuss with you one more time the secret documents that recently was published in the open source, and there is one important table, there is an important piece of information in this area, and I'm talking the block that located on the left side of this screen right after the map. And this very interesting piece of information, according to this data, we see that according to the NATO sources, if it's true, the potential manpower, maximum combat power of the Russians is around 544 battalions. Or units. I can't tell you for sure the number that the NATO considers should one battalion have, but anyway the number is like 544 units. Also, they are saying that 527 of those units are committed to the conflict, so more than 97%. And the most important thing is that currently located inside of Ukraine 474 battalions of those 527, so something around 90% of committed. And what does it mean? We can say that the numbers are very high, but we don't understand the quantity of manpower in each battalion. But this is not the most important. The most important part is that the Russians already have committed to the conflict 97% of their professional army. And that means that according to the NATO information, according to this document, we understand that the Western intelligence doesn't have any information about any battalions or groups that are currently prepared by the Russians for further conflict by the end of this year. So there is no mobilization, we know, in Russia, and this information completely correlates with the current situation. So the Russians have almost committed their entire professional army on the territory of Ukraine, and they're not preparing more forces for late autumn campaign. So that means that whether maybe the Russians are going to start mobilization process, or maybe they're planning to complete this war with these forces they have. And that's it about this short update. Military Summary channel reminds to condemn any violence in Ukraine. Thank you for watching, subscribe to my channel, put your likes, join my Patreon, and have a good day. Bye bye.